everyone, my name is Emily R. Kumomisa. I am Teddy teacher online class. I'm from KET 27. Now I'm going to talk about the greedy milkman story. Please listen and attention to me. Let me start now. Once upon a time, in a small village lived Henry and his wife Gloria. Henry was a milkman. Together the husband and the wife owned a cowshed and take care of all their cows. They fed them, cooled her, and nursed them well. Due to this, all of Henry's cows would produce excellent quality of milk. Everybody in the village would only buy milk from Henry. Henry and Gloria enrolled and led a good life, but despite of that, Henry was not happy. He always dreamed of buying a big house and expensive clothes. I want a big house. We should buy that. We can get a very expensive car, the most expensive clothes, and many servants to service. All these poor villagers will be jealous of us. This greed will take you nowhere. We earn enough and we should be happy with what we have. How can you be happy in this small house, in this township? The smell of these cows is just too much. But this is our livelihood. Not for long. Mark my word. Someday I will be the richest man in this whole village. Each day as Henry went to sell milk, the villagers would praise him. Henry, this milk is so good and healthy. You must be taking such good care of your cows. Oh, yes, I do, but not for long. Once I become rich, I will sell all these cows, and I don't like that smell in my house. But these cows are your livelihood. You shouldn't complain about your work. It's half your salary. I ask for a living. That is a smelly job too, but I don't mind it. That's my work. Well. Then maybe you were meant to sell eggs, but I am meant to do bigger things, to buy expensive clothes and expensive items. This greed will take you nowhere, my friend. The sooner you understand that, the better. I have waited enough time here. All the best with your little smelly eggy business. Goodbye. Henry was in a hurry to earn more money. He would often try to find a way to become rich. That's it. This is very less. How do I sell more milk? There has to be some way. My cows are all heavy. I can push them to give us more milk. Also, this is a small village. Even if I get more milk, I can go to the neighboring village. There are many families there. But then I will have to buy another car. No, I want to buy a big house. Let's see. I don't have enough money to buy another car. So I have to increase the quantity of milk. How do I do that? As he walked ahead, he came across a river. Finally, Henry had an idea. How about I mix a little water in the milk? That way, I will have to buy another car, and at the same time, I will be able to sell milk to the neighboring village. Oh, this is a brilliant idea. Nobody will notice if I add just a little water in it. And that's what Henry did. The next morning, Henry began to fill his container with milk. But this time he filled half and left. He then stopped at the river and filled his container, added a little water in it. That day, just like always, the villagers happily bought milk from Henry. Due to the other and paid him the same amount. Due to the added water, there was more milk left with Henry, which he sold in the neighboring village. That night, Henry was very happy. "This is great! If I carry on like this, I will become very rich soon." He was right. Day passed and Henry was richer than before. He bought a car for himself and renovated his house. He was so used to adding water to the milk that he didn't really think of buying another car even once. This went on for weeks, but then the villager began to notice. There was chatter in the village about the new watering milk. Wanted to know the truth, a few villagers gathered outside Henry's house. "What's the matter?" "Henry, we have some complaints about the milk you sell. It tastes like water." "What? How dare you say that?" "We pay for milk, Henry, no water. You can fool us anymore." "Nothing has changed. I work really hard. Go buy fresh somewhere if you don't like it. I don't need you. I have many other villagers who love the milk I sell." Henry darted inside the house and slammed the door. "Something isn't right." "I agree, we have to find out." They all planned to find out the truth. The next morning, Henry as usual walked toward the river, and he opened his half-filled containers and filled water in it. But little did he know that he was being wet. How dare he? This is not fair. This is how he is getting richer. He has the same number of cows and yet he is selling milk to so many families. The villagers understood the whole thing and decided to teach the greedy milkman a lesson. Next day, Henry went out to buy a dozen eggs. When he came back home and tried to break them, 10 of the 12 eggs were rocks. He was furious, and he went to the shop. "What did you sell me? I paid for eggs, not the rocks." "The same way, we paid for milk and no water. Go buy fresh somewhere else. If you don't like it, I don't need you." Henry left angrily. The next day, he bought a sick shed. On his way home, it began to rain. Water washed away all the color of his shed. When he reached home, he realized the shed was not made of silk, but of jute. This went on for a few days. Each time when Henry bought something, he would come home with something different. "Why can't they sell us the right thing? I'm tired of this." "They are fooling us. This isn't fair." Henry was so busy thinking about himself and his grief that he didn't realize he had done the same thing with others. Over time, even the neighbor village began to complain and stop buying milk from Henry. With no money left to spend, Henry began to sell off items. Now, Henry was a poor milkman. He had only a handful of cows left and only a few houses which he could sell milk. Now you realize what you have done. You agree it's the reason we are poor. Had you continued to selling good milk the way you used to, we could have bought a bigger house and expensive clothes someday. All you had to do is keep patient and continue working hard. I agree, Gloria. I should have listened to you. I didn't just lose my money. I also lost respect and trust of the river. Henry continued to sell milk and tend to his cows. He knew how degenerate greed can be. He had learned his lesson. From that day on, he never added water to the milk and stayed happy with what he had. This is the end of my greedy milkman story. Thanks for your watching and listening my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.